friends, and welcome back to my crafty space where I share my memory keeping projects and processes with all of you. My name is Crystal and I am so excited that you are here today. We are going to be working on Project Life week 23. So this would have been the first full week of June. And as you can see, I've already got my pictures placed and my journaling cards figured out and journaled on. So the way that I chose to work with this week of Project Life, all of the pictures on this side are actually from one single day. This is just a day that we went and spent. It was actually Sunday. We went and spent the day with my in-laws, with our family on my husband's side. So this is all documenting the day with them. It's the first time we've seen them in 3 months in person, and it was just a really big moment to document. However, the entire week was very much focused and centered around the Black Lives Matter movement, the protests, George Floyd, and just rooting out white privilege, white supremacy, and finding ways to move forward and to change our actions and to change our thought patterns. And just the whole week pretty much was that for me and for many of us in this community. So the first half of this spread is dedicated to the protests and the movements and all of that. So I am not planning to do a lot of embellishing on this spread. I feel like the photos and the journaling and the cards really speak for themselves. So I'm just going to add my week and my date stamping, and then just a few little things here and there just to enhance or to bring attention to specific things in here. So there's not going to be a lot of embellishing. I only did 2 journaling cards. So one I did in regards to all of this, and one I did in regards to seeing our family. I have included 3 journaling cards here that were designed. I wrote her name down because I am afraid I'm going to mess it up. By Azzari, Jarette, I think is how you say her name. So she designed a set of journaling cards centered around Black Lives Matter and offered those for free as a download. So I will include a link to that post. So if you guys are interested in picking up any of these cards, you can do that as well. So that's where these 3 came from. And then the other 2 cards were both from In a Creative Bubble. So I will also add links to those sets down below as well. So I just wanted to keep everything really, plain, just blacks and whites, and then let the color be in the photos themselves. And then we'll just add a few things here and there. So I will go ahead and speed you guys up and add on the embellishments and the stamping where they're going to go. And then we'll slow back down to close out once I get that all completed. So let's go ahead and get started on this spread. So to get started with this spread, the first thing I'm going to do is take my title card, which is actually going to be the picture in the upper left-hand corner of my spread, this one right here. And I'm going to add my week title and date stamping. So I pulled out my weekly stamp from Allie Edwards, and I thought that the word week would fit up in the clouds, up in the sky, and it does. I actually probably could have angled it a little bit better to get everything to fit up there better, but it's okay. I will take it. So I am using my scrapbook.com premium dye ink in black to add the title up there. I should have just stuck it down and not left it on there for so long. Sometimes when I do that and then take the stamp back up, pieces of the ink don't stay on the photo or on, whatever it is I'm stamping. So it's not super bold that time, but that's okay. Honestly, it's kind of cool because it blends in with the clouds. Like it it gives it almost a faded look, kind of like the clouds up there. Anyway, so I've got the week title, and then I'm going to add 23 right under that. And this is where if I would have angled that word just a little bit better, I probably could have fit the 23. I could have put the 23 up a tiny bit more and it would have fit better. But again, you know what? Stamping is imperfect. And that's what makes stamping kind of cool, right? And unique, is because it's not always perfect. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Then what I decided to do with this spread is to pretty much use black and white embellishments and have pops of yellow. So the first pop of yellow I'm going to do here is with the date stamping. I have a set of Studio Calico, their Color Theory labels. They are paper, and I really like them because it's really super easy to stamp on them. Like, you don't have to worry about things smearing. I just put it right at the bottom so that it kind of blended in with the floor of that picture. Now that picture is of, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of the street. Anyway, it's in Washington, D.C. And it said Black Lives Matter, and it was painted on the street in big, bold, yellow letters. So the angle of it, you can't necessarily see that it says Black Lives Matter, but I just thought that was such a cool picture. I found it online, so I thought that would be a good title to this whole page over here. So now that I have that done, I am going to add puffy heart stickers. These are from Feed Your Craft, and I'm just going to use the black and the white ones, and I actually will use up all the rest of them on this sheet. I had originally thought, like, maybe I'll just do a few, and then I decided to just use them all up. And then I have a tiny word phrase sticker sheet, 2 of them. One of them is black and white, and I believe it was from the it was Play, from Play, the Play Story Kit. And then I also have one that is yellow with white writing, and that was from the 2019 One Little Word kit. So that's what I'm using. Now the yellow ones are thicker. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors and trim off pieces of the edging to make them skinnier to where they look more similar to the black and white ones. Now the ones that I am putting on here, so I've got a picture of one of the protests where they were holding a sign that said Black Lives Matter. Underneath the sign, I put a phrase that says, find your voice. So that's what that first one says up there. Then underneath the holding hands, I have a tiny phrase sticker that says sit and listen, because that's very much what this week was all about. For me, at least, was sitting in my discomfort and listening to the voices around me, and, you know, the experiences of those in the Black community. So sit and listen. I have on my journaling card that says today was tough, I put explore this feeling is the tiny phrase sticker. In the journaling card that says enough, I put 2 of them. One says you are worthy, one says you are strong. I think that was it for the one side. And then on the opposite side, so I guess the left-hand side just has pictures from different protests and the Black Lives Matter painting on the street, and then also one of the George Floyd memorial murals that was painted. So that is what the left-hand side has. On the right, all of these pictures, like I said, are from a family gathering, except for actually the one of my husband holding up a bottle. He is learning how to home brew our own beer. So that is his very first home brewed beer, and it was okay. It was okay. It was definitely a first beer, so that was really good. It was better. No, we're kind of like beer snobs, so it was better than like a Pilsner, for sure. I will take it over a Bud Light any day. But it was definitely not like super duper fancy good, so that's okay. We're gonna get there. He just actually brewed his second batch, like a more legit brewed batch this week, so in a couple weeks we'll see how that one turns out. Other than that, everything else is from being with family. And then I'm just going to keep adding those tiny phrase stickers to this side too, just to tie everything in together so that, you know, we've got the phrase stickers on the left and the phrase stickers on the right. So even though these are like two very distinct topics, it all goes together. And then that is going to complete it. All right, friends, that finishes up the spread for today. Like I said, I just kept it simple, lightly embellished, and really just wanted to let those pictures and the cards and the journaling do all of the talking. So all this was just adding a few little sentiments here and there that made sense. So yes, I am glad to have this documented. It is not easy to add the hard stuff into our spreads and into our scrapbooks, but I think that it is so important to document the hard stuff too. It's so important to include these huge life events that are both huge on the external, like what's actually happening out there in the world, but that are also really big for the internal and what is happening within each and every one of us. So this, although this was not an easy story to tell, not easy journaling to write, it was still more than worth documenting. So if nothing else, I just want to encourage you guys to tell the hard stories too, and to give them a place in your scrapbooks as well, because they are part of your story. So that is going to do it for me for today. If you guys enjoyed this process, give it a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of my future crafty videos. I will be back again tomorrow with the next project in my Story Kit Crush series using the home story kit, so be sure to stop by tomorrow and see the newest project using that kit. Until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye now.